In Hollywood, I think there are 3 different modes of leadership, and they're specific to each of the different areas. There is production mode, film production mode, which is very much like military mode. It's like you got 100 or 200 people, or maybe 20 people, and they're making a film. They're making a project. They've got the money, they've got the crew, they've got the locations. Their job at that point is to make the film as efficiently and quickly as possible. There's a strange system of doing script breakdowns and strip boards and day-to-days and all kinds of complex things that is designed to make movies happen as fast as they possibly can. Any leader in Hollywood has to understand how that kind of works. And actually, that's one of the few systems in Hollywood that is not broken. It makes a lot of sense, the way they do that stuff. Production mode is very much like a military operation. The director says we're going to do this, producer says we're going to do that, production manager says this. Everybody has learned a very strict and good hierarchy. It works. It's not a great time to talk about every possible thing. If the art director says paint the wall red, we're making the wall red. If the director changes his mind 10 minutes later, that's okay, we're making the wall blue. Things happen like that. It makes sense. That is not why money is wasted in Hollywood. That's not why life is miserable at times. So there's military mode. Number 2 is what I call development mode, which I call creative collaboration mode. It's where we're looking for an idea. We're looking for what's the story going to be, what's the TV idea going to be. And we never know how long it's really going to take, right? So you might have a great idea for a story, and everyone says that's a great idea. What are the beats? How are you going to get it? Tell the story in 2 hours or 100 episodes or whatever it's going to be. There's a real process that occurs, that is impossible to direct, or impossible to predict, rather. We never really know how long a project's going to take till a story gets good. A friend of mine who's a showrunner says, once the pilot's done, we're just stamping out widgets. We're just putting it into production. We're making essentially a similar but different show every week. So there is creativity that occurs on schedule once a week, and also they hire a room full of between 4 and 12 people to work in a writer's room. So there's a very complex, there's a very structured way that they do that, where they've learned how to be that productive and that creative on a weekly basis. But it's in the development stuff of finding a good idea. It often takes writers, the best writers, many, many years to come up with something great. A leader in Hollywood on the development side has to be respectful of that process. Even the best writers never know how long something is going to take. It might happen really quickly. It might happen slowly. So really, you cannot apply the military model of efficiency to the development model of creative collaboration. And there are ways and there are rules for how to collaborate creatively in that kind of environment. So the third kind of leadership is what I call corporate leadership. It's money mode in a way. It's how do we raise money for a project? How do we find investors? Small companies are looking for money for a film or for a project, right? Big companies are looking for money to fund development and production. The largest companies, the networks and studios, are looking for, basically they're accountable to investors, to the board of directors, to Wall Street, to creating quarterly results that increase every quarter. So that's what's on the minds of the CEOs of the big companies.